Hello and welcome to the nightly recap powered by GNN, the Gokhshtein News Network. I should put on like my glasses and shit. I left my other glasses on the fucking car, not these. That's right. That's what they were saying now. That's what this. I had the. I won't even get into it, but I was driving, and that's what they were hollering. That's what they were hollering, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and just retweet here. Giants. All right, let me lower the music here. Let me lower the music. Trying to lower the music. How's it going, everybody? I actually look good with the crew cut. Welcome to the nightly show. Welcome to the nightly show where it is a pleasure. It is a pleasure when I am hosting this show by myself. That is right. I am hosting this show by myself. You'll catch, by the way, tomorrow's Friday, April 25th, 2025, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the nightly recap with Leslie and Hotep Jesus as they go deep into the conversation. Deep into the conversation. Landy, man, you fucking making me laugh. You guys are funny. Good evening to the audience tuning in. Appreciate you guys coming through. Really do. Let me just pull up. Excuse me. The news team is telling me that I'm not reporting the right way. So let me start this off again. Good evening. I am David Gokhshtein, and welcome to the nightly recap powered by the Gokhshtein News Network, your trusted source for politics, crypto, and everything in between that makes you question reality. Today, I finally took a leap and made a Tinder account. So if you see me on there, just keep scrolling. That's right. There you go. Just keep scrolling. Okay. The Fed says maybe if we give the crypto crowd what they want, they'll finally stop heckling us on X. The Federal Reserve has withdrawn its guidance requiring banks to seek approval before engaging in crypto or stable coin activities. Let's go. Another win for the crypto bros out here. Let's fucking go. That's what I like seeing. Another win. Another win for us. Those of us who've been here for a very long time. Another win. We like wins. We want wins. By the way, there is talk that the New York Giants will attempt to make another trade in the first round. So let's see what the fuck. Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. Giants can't tank right, man. Giants can't tank right. The dev is buying. Google unveils a $70 billion share buyback plan. So Google is going to buy back some stocks. There you go, Google. We're going in. We're reporting on S&P 500 and NASDAQ here right now. No, it's not a clip-on tie. Ask your mom or your sister. I just like black ties. I could take all my black ties out for you guys and go ahead and show you again. I did that on a previous episode. It showed all 11 to, I don't know how many black ties I have. I have over 11 black ties that I like to wear. Anyway, looks like Wall Street Journal. It looks like the Wall Street Journal might have sold out to China. Looks like the Wall Street Journal might have sold out to China. The Wall Street Journal says Trump is retreating on tariffs and that China appears to have won this round. I don't understand where they come up with this winning scenario. I just give up. I give up. I give up. This is like watching. This is really like watching just people playing checkers who have never sat down at a table and played some chess. And chess is a great game, by the way, for your mind. Nobody seems to care about California as long as it stays a blue state. California's economy has surpassed Japan's, becoming the fourth largest in the world by gross domestic product. That's great. Now let's talk about their deficit. Let's talk about their deficit. Let's not talk about their gross domestic product gains. Let's talk about their deficit. Nobody's talking about their deficit. I love how Gavin Newsom came out onto Twitter today, or X, whatever you want to call this platform, and he's talking about being ranked, what was it, fourth or fifth? Hold on, what is it, fourth, fifth? Let me get right. Fuck, I hate when this shit shuts down. Look at this, it won't even move. This is great. This is great. It won't even fucking move, man. I love that shit. Hate that. Hold on. See if I can get this. All right, it's moving. It's moving. So he comes out there and says that, California is fourth. But are we going to talk about? Are we going to talk about the deficit that you're running and how you have run California into the ground and how you guys are just pushing now woke virus shit down people's throats? Let's talk about that. I hope you never get elected for another seat anywhere, state or federal. Crazy. Cue the helicopter song. The United States is preparing to offer Saudi Arabia an arms deal valued at over $100 billion. Listen, we need to be friends with Saudi Arabia. We need to be friends with them, okay? We need to be friends with Saudi Arabia. Okay? They should be an ally. They really should. Don't allow China to slip in. Don't allow China to slip in. At this point, it's hard to tell if Trump is trolling or being serious. China is pushing back on President Trump, recent claim that trade talks took place, with the commerce minister denying any such meeting and calling the reports baseless and factually unfounded. Trump, however, insists he met with Chinese officials earlier this morning. Now, what if Trump? Oh my God! I'm a comedian. First of all, Leslie, I am definitely not reading like I'm drunk. I am just trying to watch right now. I'm trying to watch what the Giants are going to do in this draft right now. So I'm just a little bit distracted. But I was going to say, before I was rudely interrupted, Okay. But what if Trump met with Chinese officials? Or what if he just went today to the China spot on the corner? And I'm talking about the Chinese store. I'm just saying. I'm just think about that. Think about that. I'm just saying, think about that. Anyway, anyway, the Giants are my team. Yes, they are. Imagine your family discovering that the reason their son was killed was because a transgender person was on the front lines. Trump administration asked Supreme Court to keep ban on transgender people in the military. All right. Let me make this very clear. Very, very clear. I really don't care, and I've stated this numerous times. I really don't care what you decide to be when you grow up. Once you turn 18, do whatever you feel is right for you. Really, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. But at the end of the day, the only thing I don't like is biological men going into women's bathrooms and pronouns being forced upon me. Otherwise, with this, I mean, listen, I'm a Republican, but does it really matter? Does it really matter if a transgender person is on the front lines? Does it really matter? I don't know. I don't think so. So I'll go ahead and take it. I'll take it to the point where I'll say that it's okay. That's okay. But biological men and women's sports, all that stuff, you definitely know where I stand on that. Moving along. Turns out some of the US judges aren't great wingmen. They've got a serious talent for cock blocking and possibly even taking. US judge blocks Trump's administration from cutting federal funds to 16 sanctuary states. I'm with this, man. I'm with this. I am definitely with this. Actually, hold on. I'm saying I'm with this. I'm looking at the goddamn draft. Hold on one second. Looking at the give me 1 second. I'm looking at the goddamn draft. Hold on. Okay, I thought we traded for somebody. New York Giants. Stay tuned. New York Giants, because I'm gonna talk about that. I'm gonna talk about the New York Giants. I'm gonna talk about the draft. I'm gonna talk about how bad the Giants are at tanking. We could have had the first pick. We could have had Cam Ward, the future quarterback. 15 years, no doubt about it, with Cam Ward at the helm. Let me reverse this. U.S. judge blocks Trump's administration. I'm so tired of these judges, these Democratic judges that have been installed by the Obama mafia, saying no to what Trump wants, trying to hold criminals in this country, literally holding trying to keep, what's that criminal's name? They sent him back, MS-13, to El Salvador, back to his country, illegal immigrants. They're out here trying to keep criminals here. What are we talking about? What are we doing? Let the president run this country. I don't need judges running this country. I need the president of the United States running this country. That's how I feel on that. There's some bullshit, man. You got like these, seriously, these Democratic judges, man. Hey, Landy, hey, okay? The Bills are located in Canada. Speaking of Canada, Canada's Prime Minister, Carney, was reportedly caught suntanning his bulls by a U.S. tourist, but the tourist claimed he actually had none. Carney says Trump's remarks confirm the old Canada-U.S. relationship is over. We don't care. Okay? We don't care. Bring our automotive factories back to the United States of America and we're done. Okay? Look, how I've noticed in the past month or two, more people have started to lose weight. More people are going on water fasts. More people are starting to take care of themselves, wash their asses, put some deodorant on, even if it's not a favorable deodorant. They're starting to get back into the shape and they're starting to use treadmills made in the United States of America. So I'm fine if our relationship. What do we gain out of this relationship, ladies and gentlemen? What do we gain? Canada, we support you. We really support you. It's us out here supporting you, not the other way around. Our military supports you. You support our big obese people with Canadian bacon. If we went to war today, okay, we'd have a bunch of obese people on the front lines. They wouldn't be able to run a mile. It'd be over. We're fine with that. We're fine with that. Coinbase says it's now making employees travel to events by train. I'm curious what's driving that decision. Coinbase expands its partnership with PayPal to accelerate stablecoin payment adoption. I don't care about PayPal. I actually hate PayPal. PayPal is the worst system to use. Has anybody used PayPal? Has anybody used PayPal back in the day for eBay? Horrific. Horrific. Remember PayPal, the same PayPal that said that crypto was ass, junk? Remember that? Remember them going ahead and talking down on Bitcoin? That PayPal can kiss my ass. I really don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Cue the helicopter song once more. Pakistan warns that any Indian move to cut off the Indus River supply would be considered an act of war. Yo, these guys have been beefing so long. Pakistan and India have been beefing forever, bro. This has been like a elongated version of the East Coast, West Coast thing, Tupac, Biggie type of shit. Tell me once again, why should I care? I should put on the helicopter. Hold on. Let me get the helicopter. Hold on. Let me get the helicopter real quick. Helicopter. Hold on. Let me bring that up. Let's do the helicopter song. No. Why are we in Thailand? Helicopter. Here we go. Helicopter. All right, let's go. Nah, I gotta show you this. Hold on. You know what? I'll show the video afterwards. This shit is hella funny, man. Let's do this one more time. All right. I was about to start dancing. This shit's crazy right there. That song probably number one on the charts. Number one on the charts right now, Billboard. Let's go to exchangers are burning through Bitcoin faster than the average guy can stay up and last in bed. Some in the current chat right now. Fidelity says Bitcoin supply on exchanges is falling as public companies ramp up buying. Bullish sign, of course, bullish sign. Very happy to see that. Of course, very happy to see that. Extremely happy to see that. Supply shock incoming. Get your Bitcoin now. Don't wait. Get your Bitcoin now. Get your Bitcoin now. That is advice. If you don't have Bitcoin, you lost the entire plot, bro. If you do not have Bitcoin, you've lost the entire plot. Seriously speaking, that's serious. There will come a time where you will be completely priced out of crypto. I mean, out of Bitcoin. And I know a lot of people are taking the chance on going all in on memes and altcoins, having no Bitcoin, and then waiting for a retrace. But where does Bitcoin really retrace to? Where does Bitcoin actually top out at? What if Bitcoin goes the same route as gold? And what if you get stuck? What if you get stuck in a position where you cannot buy Bitcoin? Or you got to buy Bitcoin at such a ridiculously high price. And I know some people will say $500,000 still cheap. I get that. I'm just saying you can get Bitcoin right now at like $93,000, $94,000. You could have got it in the high 70s recently, but you chose to go ahead and sell. And you chose to go back to your 9 to 5 because you obviously never believed in the crypto ecosystem. Let's keep on moving. I'm starting to think that XRP's army is really just a giant sex cult. Refusing to sell is the bro. Bro, I can't even believe you're gonna have the XRP army on my ass. You really did that to me, intern? Intern, you really did that? You really want the XRP army on my ass? Do you know they don't stop? They're worse than they're worse than the Hornets. They're worse than the Bitcoin Hornets. They will not stop. Jesus Christ, bro. I can't I need to read the script. I need to read all the news before I'm before I go live. CME Group set to launch XRP futures trading on May 19, 2025. Good for you. XRP Army continues to win. I'm happy for them. 7 years, some shit like that. Y'all been holding on. Don't worry, I was holding the bags as well, but you guys were out there loud, buying the dip, had massive conviction. I'm glad that you went. I'm glad that you went and developed those diamond hands and voiced your opinions. And I'm glad for John Deaton. And I'm glad for the lawyers and attorneys and the counsel for Ripple, because they did change the game for crypto. XRP, no matter what anybody wants to say, the verdict from Torres on the XRP case turned everything around. Turned everything around. Trump is probably stroking his shit right now. U.S. tariff revenue jumped 60% to a record $15 billion in April. And the liberals will tell you that the tariffs aren't working, but looky here. Jumped 60% to a record of $15 billion in April. We are winning, and we will continue to win. That number will continue to rise. We just got to get the house in order with the taxes, okay? We need the tax cuts, and we need the rate cuts, okay? We get those two, we're Gucci, bro. And this entire space goes parabolic. This entire space goes parabolic. And we walking out here, some people walking out here close to becoming billionaires. Gavin Wood didn't wake up this morning with anything that lived up to his last name. The SEC has delayed his decision on Grayscale's Spot DOT ETF, and DOT is the ticker for Polkadot, which we spoke about today with Charles, and you can replay the show, the breakdown, episode 550, as we spoke to Charles as he told us how real and painful it was to get hit by these bullet ants. Tune in. Also, he gave his take on Ethereum. Okay, he gave his take on Ethereum. And he elaborated on his take on Ethereum because he was out there a few days ago saying that Ethereum will disappear in 10 to 15 years. And I asked him, well, let's go ahead and have that conversation. Let's talk about it. I'm also glad that he mentioned Bitcoin DeFi, which hardly anybody talks about. I know. We're waiting to talk about what's the next ticker. Looking at these stats, by the way, who the fuck is gonna buy a Polkadot ETF? Like, what are we talking about? I'm sorry, Polkadotters. I'm just saying. Looking at these stats, it all adds up. Solana's on top because y'all can't even afford toilet paper, let alone gas fees, which tells me you probably aren't wiping right either. U.S. job claims rose by 6,000 to 222,000 for the week ending April 19th, slightly above the 220 mark forecasted. Continuing, claims fell by 37,000 to 1.84 million for the week ending in April 12th. The previous week's initial claims were revised up to 216K with a K at the end. Not bad, not bad. No real effect on the markets today. Markets were a little bit sideways, by the way. Markets were a little bit sideways, a little bit choppy. Nothing bad. But what are the markets doing right now? I haven't even checked today, honestly. I haven't really checked today. I'm gonna look at the markets real quick. Let me look. Hold on. What are the markets doing today? The news was bad? What news was bad? Let me continue. Some SEC members apparently have a kink for smoking joints in sandboxes. Something about being buried naked in warm sand really gets their regulatory engines going. I got to say that the interns in the newsroom are fucking on. I mean, you must be on bath salts. Shout out to you guys. By the way, this is not me. This is not me. This is me just fucking reading the teleprompter. They're writing this shit. I'm reading it. I'm being held hostage. The SEC's crypto task force held high-level talks with El Salvador's Digital Assets Commission to explore cross-border regulation and launch a joint sandbox pilot program. So there you go. I like El Salvador. El Salvador is really working with the United States of America. There you go, a country that is working with the U.S. because they understand how powerful the United States of America is, how beneficial it is to work with the U.S. It's beautiful to see. Some say that he looks like my brother. It is what it is. Iran announced they'll be starting a reality show in China called Nuclear Nasty. Get ready for some explosive diarrhea, and no, not from eating Indian food. This sounds like a show Leslie would definitely love. Earlier today, Iran and China held what state media called very important talks on a nuclear issue. That's right. Iran and China holding talks. You can just and you have Americans that love China. I am blown away. We love China. We love communism. We love dictators. We love this dictator and shit. If somebody said today, somebody on Spaces on the radio show on Crypto Talk Radio said, was it on Crypto Talk Radio? It was also said on Crypto Talk Radio, but I think it's been said elsewhere where Chinese people are willing to die for the win. I think it was also stated with me and Charles today. And I can agree on that, but we also have some balls here on this. Actually, I was about to give us credit, but then I started thinking of the liberals, and there ain't no way the liberals got any balls. Anyway, moving on. But you can see Iran and China talking. That's not a good thing. On a chilly evening, I entered a small Chinese restaurant greeted by a cat in sunglasses. What the fuck is what is this? What is this? Dingy, the owner's daughter, handed me a menu with a note, "Don't ask about the fortune cookies." As I sat in a recliner, she brought me hot and sour soup, and a fortune cookie appeared, revealing fortune-telling parrots that squawked about the next 2 hours being critical before flying off. The main course arrived: glowing orange chicken, fluffy rice that hummed, and vegetables that seemed to giggle as I ate. Suddenly, a man in a chicken suit bur- bursted in shouting, "I'm the real orange chicken." Dingy shrugged and offered me tea that tasted like watermelon and regret. In that bizarre chaos, I realized it wasn't just a meal, it was an adventure. Sometimes the best experience don't make sense at all. China has unveiled a plan to expand the use of the yuan and promote its own payment system in global trade. Motherfucker, you motherfucker. I cannot believe that just happened. I can't believe that just happened. And that, ladies and gentlemen, and that, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the nightly news. By the way, my New York Giants. Oh my god, that was fucking funny. That was funny. That was hella funny. I gotta give it to you. I gotta give you that shit, man. Oh my god. Um, motherfucker, motherfucker. But some things to talk about. So let's go with the Giants. Don't know how to lose. Okay, we have these losing seasons. We don't know how to tank. Okay, we don't know how to goddamn tank. We need to tank properly. Okay, we need to tank. We had full control of the first overall pick. Then we decided to win. Why did we decide to win? Why did we decide to play Drew Luck, okay, and win games? Why? Why? We could have had the first pick. We could have done so many things. We could have traded back, acquired more picks, okay? We could have taken on Cam Ward, who I think will be a phenomenal quarterback in the NFL. But no, just like every single New York team, God forbid we get the first overall pick. Am I happy with Carter? I'm happy with Carter. I'm happy with our defense, though. We need a quarterback. It would have been nice to get Ward. Now they are set on getting Dart. I know 100. And by the way, Sanders is slipping. Sanders is slipping. And people stated this. Sanders would slip because he's an average quarterback. But people shouldn't be ripping him apart for that. A lot of these adults, these analysts, are ripping apart Shador Sanders. This dude's a kid, man. He's playing one of his favorite fucking sports in the world, and people are ripping him apart. It is crazy. It is nuts. Even though I believe he's going to be a good quarterback, not great, but a good quarterback, I don't care if he would be drafted third overall by, let's say, some team called the Giants. Though I don't think he's Dable's type of quarterback. But he got swag, man. You know, I'm going to touch on this subject. I actually think I will call in to tomorrow's show to talk about the subject because I think this is very, very racist. I think what is happening right now is very, very racist. So I will touch on this tomorrow. I will call in for 5 minutes and have the conversation. But yes, he is definitely also dropping because of Deion Sanders. And, you know, everybody who wanted the Giants to take him, Dable has a different mindset when it comes to quarterbacks. Look at the quarterbacks he's worked with. They've all excelled. Daniel Jones, you know, Daniel Jones, for what it's worth, I think he just got destroyed by playing for multiple coaches. And obviously, the Giants fan base, they never believed in him. So, done on that. Let's stick in with football. We have Shannon Sharp, who has walked away from ESPN for the time being to deal with his OnlyFans situation. Yesterday, I said, listen, man, this dude needs to get married. Monique said it to him. Cat Williams warned him. Cat Williams warned him. Okay? But no. He didn't listen. He didn't listen. Uh, Not much news out there, though. Not much news out there. Same old, same old. Nothing really crazy. Um, but I really do believe that starting in May, I don't know if it's the middle of May, end of May, June, we will see a phenomenal market in, forget about just crypto. I think all the markets are going to do extremely well, but I think crypto will rip. And I hope that you guys have taken the time to get into the right positions, okay? Taking that time to look at your portfolios and say to yourselves, am I in the right assets or not? I hope that you've taken the time to look all this shit over and put yourselves in a position where you become multimillionaires. That's right. I want to thank everybody for tuning into the nightly recap. Tomorrow, I'm off. Shabbat Shalom. But you do have Leslie Moda along with Hotep Jesus, who's a part of, he's a media personality here. Um, he has his show, The Griff Report. They will be on here tomorrow. They'll probably both be on Apex, and they'll be breaking down the news for you guys and some other shit. Because the news goes from being PG-13 to rated R, superstar kind of thing. So tune into that 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the GNN network, Gokhshtein News Network. Stay tuned. We got a lot of good things in the works. Shout out to the entire team. Shout out to everybody working their asses off. We appreciate you. And like I said, more to come. On that note, I went 10 minutes over just because I had to read a whole novel of a goddamn joke about China. By the way, those views are not anything that I just read out were the views of the intern. I'll be more than happy to provide her or his name if necessary for the rude remarks made during this telecast. Nah, I'm playing. I'm just fucking with you. Anyway, thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Tune in tomorrow, 9:30 a.m. Actually, excuse me, I moved the time slot now. 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 to 12. You got the Crypto Talk radio show. Come on there. Have a good time. We talk about crypto. We're going to look at the entire week. We're going to try to figure out where we're going. We got people like Landy. We got Jules. We got a lot of Hanak. We got a lot of intelligent people that come onto the show to go ahead and break shit down with us. Looking forward to chatting it up. And on that note, God bless you guys. Have a great night. I'm going to exercise, and you should too. Actually, I came back because I wanted to go ahead and read some quotes out before I left. Okay? I actually wanted to read something before I left. I almost forgot. Let me go ahead and by the way, just to let you guys know, Leslie and the interns try to purposely sabotage me tonight by putting together a script that would have me tongue twisted. They just literally texted me on my phone laughing. They just don't know that I am the ultimate professional. And I can wing it at a moment's notice and keep it together under pressure. But here, this is what I wanted to read. That's right, Landy. As soon as they thought I was closing out this show, they got excited. So let me go ahead and they started high-fiving each other like they got me. Right? So let me read a few things. Being that I'm not hosting the show tomorrow, I'd like to go ahead and read a few things to some people to maybe just inspire you guys to do something great. Here's a quote that I really like. Here's some quotes, I should say, that I really like. You're going to lose a lot of friends when you get serious about life goals. That's why a Ferrari has 2 seats and a bus has 50. And that was stated by Bill Gates. And I don't like Bill Gates, but the quote hits. I'm going to say it again. You're going to lose a lot of friends when you get serious about your life goals. That's why a Ferrari has 2 seats and a bus has 50. 7 ways to stop giving a fuck. Number 1, remember that everything in life is temporary. Number 2, nobody actually gives a fuck about you like that. They have their own lives. Number 3, we're not all going to be friends. Deal with it. Not everyone will like you. Number 4, not giving a fuck doesn't mean being indifferent. It means being comfortable with being different. Number 5, building a life you like and appreciate what you have. Stop being bothered by others' businesses. Number 6, if I can adjust this, don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from. Number 7, stop seeking validation from others. Your worth and value don't depend on their approval. I hope this hits. One thing that I love is, for me personally, I'm determined to win. I am determined to win at all costs. And that's the truth. I'm determined to win at all costs. 7 years, 8 years now, grinding away. Gokhshtein was a dream. It was a magazine that turned into a media company, that turned into an entire network, and that will become an empire. And I've had fun even throughout the pain. I hope the people that actually want to do something with their lives out there can take inspiration from people like me and others who are committed to their dreams and who are committed to seizing opportunities and smashing their goals. Here's another one that I liked, and these are the quotes of the day that I'm hitting you guys with. You're breaking generational curses. That's why things don't come so easy for you. You are who your bloodline has been waiting for. And the last one, and every day I'll have this segment of quotes. The last one, when a man goes quiet, it's not weakness. It's war in progress. He's cutting ties, building walls, and planning moves. The world will feel his silence before it fears his return. And on that note, I finish this segment of the daily quotes. That's what we'll call them, the daily quotes. When a man goes quiet, it's not weakness, it's war in progress. He's cutting ties, building walls, and planning moves. The world will feel his silence before it fears his return. I love that quote. And on that note, stay positive, stay winning, tune into really good content, tune into people that deliver, tune into people that want to see you win. I want to see all you guys win. I want to see you guys do better than me. Bottom line, that's real talk. You can see me on this camera. You can look into my eyes. I want to see you guys do better than me. Go get it. Go after it. Go break that generational curse that has been put on to your family's bloodline. Now, on that note, I'm out.